What do you get when you mix 9 experienced hikers and a frozen Russian mountain? You get a night of total madness. People sprawled out, missing tongues and eyeballs, half naked, meat and balls everywhere. Now I know this story may sound similar to just the average Moscow nightclub, but today we're talking about the Dyatlov Pass. Look, sorry, I don't speak Canadian, but y'all get the gist. This is one of the weirdest, creepiest, unsolved mysteries in modern history. It's like the Cold War II. Cold War II, Electric Boogaloo, man versus nature. Let's get it. Y'all already know who it is. It's the man with 2 kneecaps. And we're ready to dive into this frozen hell of the Dyatlov Pass. Oh, and get comfortable, because this one's going to spread the left and right hemispheres of your brain and clap its gray cheeks. Alright, so rewind back to 1959, a simpler time, before we were hiring Quasimodo to play Snow White and having daily crash outs from Elon Musk over Twitter beef. In the Soviet Union, a group of 10 university students, mostly engineering and science nerds, decided to take a trip to the Ural Mountains for fun. See, these motherfuckers thought they were Bear Grylls, so their idea of a good time was freezing their asses off in the Ural Mountains. They were trying to earn their grade 3 certification in hiking, the highest of the time. Now their group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a very, very experienced 23-year-old, basically master hiker. But the whole group was very experienced. See, this was not their first rodeo. But one of their boys, Yuri, he dropped out from the hike early due to an illness. Now I gotta say, that man was luckier than the people back in 2001 who missed their flights on September 11th due to oversleeping. So yeah, he was lucky, but unfortunately for the other 9, they kept hiking onward to a mountain named some crazy ass Russian word. Luckily we have the translation. I'm gonna call it Mountain of the Dead. Now yes, I did say Mountain of the Dead, and I know what you're thinking. No black people were on that mountain. You're probably right. Mountain of the Dead, that's some shit only white people do. So these hikers, they were up there having a good time, sunning their balls, popping bottles, doing fun shit. But then one night, it turned to straight hell. A very cold Russian hell. See, after days of traveling and journaling, they decided to set up camp on the snowy slope of Murder Mountain. The next day, nothing. Dead silence. No radio communication, no word at all from these people. Then weeks later, when they didn't return, a search party was finally sent. February 26 of 1959, rescuers finally found their tent. It was slashed open from the inside. See, whatever happened in that tent scared them so bad that they cut their way out instead of just using the flap. And then they ran barefoot butt naked into the dark, negative 30 degrees Celsius wilderness. Now, for those of you that don't speak Chinese, that's negative 22 degrees. Or in other words, roughly the same temperature of a woman's feet when she puts it on your bare skin under the covers at night. Now, some of the bodies were found nearly half a mile away, half dressed, covered in snow. Others were buried deep under the snow in the ravine. And if that wasn't weird enough, the injuries to their bodies are really what confused people. Now let's break this down like it's a horror movie autopsy. This lady, Ludmila Doobie, she was missing parts of her tongue, eyes, and parts of her lips. See, no visible external wounds could even explain how the injuries happened. Then we have Alexander. His skull was crushed like a soda can, but again, no soft tissue damage. Like, bro, what the hell did that? And lastly, Nikolai Brigadoli had severe head trauma, like he was hit by a car or something, except in the middle of the woods. Now see, experts claim that injuries like this would only come from something like a car crash, but these people had no external injuries. They said it was like their bones exploded from the inside. Oh, and remember I said this was in Russia, so you already know traces of radiation were found all over their clothes. And then this is when the Soviet government hopped in and said, hey, nothing to see here, case closed. It was an avalanche. See, they said an avalanche came barreling down the mountain and the snow obliterated the back of my man's skull. That's some hard snow. Now, this is why the avalanche theory makes about as much sense as saying the snowman Jack Frost killed these people. First of all, the tent placement. See, these hikers, they were pros. They wouldn't set up camp somewhere that's avalanche prone. That's like a firefighter sleeping in a bonfire. Also, rescuers said that the area around the tent did not show clear avalanche patterns. There was no signs of snow sliding, no debris, no displacement, nothing out the ordinary. Then we have the injury mismatch. Some people had brutal internal injuries while others just froze to death. There's no consistent trauma across the group. And then they also left voluntarily, which looks weird. See, if this was an avalanche, would you not grab things like your shoes, your coat? I mean, anything? Why are you running out meat swinging? Oh, and then to make matters worse, they didn't just scream their heads off running out the damn tent. Their footsteps show they calmly walked out of the tent, maybe 5, 10, 15 steps before shit really hit the fan and they took off running. So let's be real. Could an avalanche explain some of it? Yeah, maybe. But an avalanche doesn't rip your tongue out and shatter your bones from the inside. So let's go down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole now. Here's some of the most popular theories ranked by how many brain cells they try to Thanos snap into powder. Some people believe the hikers stumbled into a secret military test, like parachute mines or radioactive weapons. This would explain the radiation, the bizarre trauma, and why the Soviets covered it all up faster than a broken Stalin statue. The downside of this? No direct proof. But hey, this was the USSR. Nobody expected full transparency. Another one deals with KGB infiltration theories. See, according to this one, there were a couple hikers who were KGB agents, and they were trying to meet up with a contact or sabotage something. You know, weird KGB shit. And the theory claims that the KGB mission was botched. Now, I know this sounds like some James Bond movie plot, but some of the hikers' gear was actually missing. Then we have a third theory that says strong winds created low frequency sound waves in the mountain, triggering panic attacks or disorientation. You know, some kind of psychological meltdown basically. Now this one is interesting, but it doesn't explain the injuries or missing organs, unless someone went on some little hiker harvest spree while they were out. That Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Now, these next two are by far the most plausible. The first one, a Yeti attack. See, they thought that something big, hairy, and vicious attacked these people. Some reports even claim there were big old footprints in the snow. And like I said, it's one of the most plausible. And that's why in 2014, a Russian news station actually aired this theory live. But if you're not a real one like that and don't believe it was a Yeti, maybe this one will turn the tides. Some believe it was an alien encounter. See, it was reported that there were lights flashing in the sky. So could it have been a military jet? I mean, yeah, maybe. We don't know if the military exists. But it also could be an alien mothership, pulling motherfuckers up like yoink, because you guys already know, alien encounters, that's like the Swiss Army knife of conspiracy theories. They explain everything and nothing all at the exact same time. Now remember, the Russian government said it was an avalanche that blew out the whole back of my man's head. Well, in 2019, they finally got smart. They reopened the case. Guess what their findings were? That it was an avalanche that blew out the back of my man's head. In 2021, they even released a study with a whole little CGI computer graphic thing showing how an avalanche could cause all these injuries, exploding motherfuckers' bones from the inside out. Bro, what is an avalanche to Russians? And then at the end, they had the audacity to say, but this still doesn't explain everything. I'm over here looking like, bro, I want everything explained. So you may wonder, why does this case still matter 65 years later? Well, it's because this isn't just a story about some dead hikers. It's a story about how quickly order can collapse, how little we know about fear, trauma, and nature, and how governments will often just say, trust us, while burying the weirdest stuff. Bro, release the Epstein files. See, the Dyatlov Pass incident is like a mirror. You see what you want to see. If you trust science, you say it was a freak accident. If you trust no one, you say it was a government cover-up. And if you like weird shit, you may look at aliens, Yetis, teleportation, you know, take your pick. But at the end of the day, 9 people walked down to the Ural Mountains in Russia, and something out there broke them, mind and body. Well, that's the Dyatlov Pass incident. No tidy endings, no clear explanations, just 9 highly intelligent people going camping in the Ural Mountains. Something freaky happened to them that no one's ever been able to explain. But hey, if you're still here, I want to say thank you. If you liked the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your moms or your teacher. And I want to hear your favorite theory, what you really think happened. Go leave it in the comment section below. But with that, stay safe out there, because I'm going to see y'all next time.